Life is full of such strange and unexplainable phenomenon like ghosts, Bigfoot, cryptids, shadowpeople, or folks eating Tide Pods. Well, all those except the last part, but I find reading stories of people having these experiences more intriguing than most feature-length movies. Hi, I'm Jacobwilhellm, and if you are like me and enjoy browsing the dark and mysterious subreddits, the paranormal, or are just some crazy person with nowhere to go tonight, then this show is for you. All of these stories come from viewers just like you, with added music, sound effects, and illustrations. I've collected some of the best for you here this week, and if you're ready, welcome to Keeping Watch. Let's begin. Houses are seldom empty, even as voices fade and people move. Echoes of the past linger and shift from room to room, and sometimes characters and forms emerge from those shadows. Always, there has been something personal about ghost stories. We all have that one feeling in that one room that doesn't quite feel right. It's a little colder than the others. You feel like you're being watched, or that book isn't where you left it. One wonders if we truly leave an imprint on the house, or the house leaves an imprint on us, as Reddit user JsForDays26 discovered in "My girlfriend sees people in our apartment, and they're starting to cause problems." This story was taken from r/paranormal. I've always been sensitive to things around me, but not as sensitive as I thought. Lately, my girlfriend has been very scared of our bedroom and our bathroom. She hasn't always been like this, but she flatlined in the hospital a few years ago, and ever since then she has experiences. I believe it's because she's seen the other side and came back. These spirits pick up on that, and I feel like they want to come back too, and they think she can help. There is a Native American woman that walks around our apartment, and an old man that keeps to the bathroom. His name is Eugene, and according to her, he's very nice, but I guess he likes to try to hold her hand. She says that he told her she reminds him of his granddaughter. The things that make me worry is that she gets super tired out of nowhere sometimes and will literally go to bed for the night at like 5 o'clock. She's been having these mood swings as well, where she seems really out of it, like almost drunk. But she doesn't drink. She also gets bad nightmares where she violently twitches in her sleep. She's very accomplished, and she's an amazing mother to her 4-year-old son. I totally believe her because I've seen the genuine fear in her eyes when she says one of them is touching her. The native woman just seems to watch her when she's sleeping, like stands over her looking down on her. This has really started to pick up over the last couple weeks or so, and I don't get it. She's very religious and says that when she was dead for those few minutes, she saw Jesus and held his hand. Her faith is unshakable, and after that, I just want to know what's going on, because I feel like I can't protect her when she's scared. She wants to move in March. I've asked them to leave and told them that she isn't enjoying their presence, but they still hang around. I just want to know if my theory about her being sensitive because of a near-death experience has merit, and if they are trying to gain her trust for some malicious reason in the future. She said Eugene is nice, but he looks absolutely terrifying. Super skinny, tall, black suit and top hat, and his eyes are sunken in almost to the middle of his head. Should I be worried? Gracilis radix is an omnivorous rat from Sulawesi, a new genus and species known only from Mount Gangdagandawara, a remote and rarely climbed mountain in the Quarles Range of the island of Sulawesi in Indonesia. Excuse my horrible pronunciation. I'm just telling you this because our next story involves something Reddit user Nymphlotus describes as a unique case as well. Something biologists haven't identified, but perhaps, like Gracilis radix, it will be soon. This is the sighting in Rossville, Illinois, by Reddit user Nymphlotus at Reddit/Humanoid Encounters. This happened somewhere between 2007 and 2011. summer or fall. It was a clear sky with a full moon, if I remember right. It wasn't too long after sunset. My friend and I were walking through a cemetery on the edge of town. As we were walking down the main lane through the cemetery, something came running from the gate and passed us on our left. My friend had laughed and asked if I had heard that, and I stopped walking and responded that no, but I had seen it. As the thing had passed between headstones, I caught a look. It looked like a pale, emaciated humanoid that was running on all fours. It had no hair at all that I could see, and I did not get a look at the face. It was moving far faster than any person running on hands or feet should have been able to. My friend and I just stayed frozen there and waited for another friend to come and get us, because we were too scared to move. It continued to circle us, as we could hear it moving around. It never seemed threatening. If anything, it seemed curious or scared of us. But who knows? I am confident, though, that it was not a coyote or a stray dog. I never saw its face, but I did see the head. It did not have a muzzle, and there was no tail, either. It definitely didn't have fur. It had a pale, almost bluish skin, and I remember I could make out the ribs from where I was standing. Forgive me if this is a hot mess of a post. I was up all night researching this, and when I did fall asleep, I didn't sleep well. As we know, children tend to make up imaginary friends they claim to speak to, even play with. However, some insist that those imaginary friends your little one's been playing with could be ghosts. So let's hear about Reddit user Wesfortrees imaginary friend. This encounter was originally shared at r/paranormal. I was recently on the phone with my mom, who recounted a paranormal experience I had when I was younger. I was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky, in a very old Victorian. We never knew anything about its history other than a giant 6-foot by 3-foot portrait of a Victorian-era woman left to my parents when they purchased the house before I was born. My mom loved it and kept it in our living room. My mom and I were home alone. I was old enough to be able to speak, but too young to remember this at all. I was in the front of the house in my bedroom. My mom was doing chores and walked by my room to overhear me talking to someone. Obviously, this isn't uncommon for little kids to be doing. However, when she focused in on what I was saying, she freaked out. I was answering questions. It was not the typical talking to an imaginary friend conversation you would expect a 3-year-old to be having. I would pause and listen intently to whatever was speaking to me and respond with a small childlike answer. One specific thing my mom had heard was myself saying, "No, I like my mom and dad. I want them to stay." My mom entered my room slightly guarded. She asked what I was doing and who I was talking to. Of course, I was nonchalant about the whole experience. I responded I had been talking to the angels. That's where my mom lost it. She is of Native American heritage, so she is a very spiritual person. The next night, she smudged the house and performed some other rituals to banish bad spirits. Something I do remember is she had me go around the house with her yelling, "Go away!" But this may have been something to make me feel better and protect me. The reason my mom had brought this up to me, though, was because she had recently ran into the woman who owned the house before us. They haven't seen each other since I was born. My mom told the woman about the experience, and the woman proceeded to tell her that it was probably the woman in the painting who was talking to me. Apparently, her husband had built the house in the early years of Louisville's history. He ended up killing her and her child in a murder-suicide. It's just crazy how things come full circle like that. And also, it made me appreciate how great my mom was in a scary movie scenario. here we are. You made it through the watch. Congratulations. I knew you could do it. Man, those were pretty good. If you have a story you would like to share and have illustrated, send it my way. Stories can be sent to my email at jacobwilhellm@gmail.com. If you like what you see and want more episodes, like and subscribe. For all the latest updates of Keeping Watch, check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all under the same name, Keeping Watch. For first-hand accounts of the peculiar or the paranormal, keep it here. Thanks for keeping watch with us.